This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of It.
Welcome, everyone. We're back.
You know what time it is?
You know,
What
your
day
favorite
it is.
micro
Your
podcasters.
favorite gooners.
The Gooners are back.
The goons are back in town.
We're here to give it to you. You know what to do, though. Since we provide these services, okay, we need you to do something for us. Like,
It's a very easy
like
task.
our guy, American Hunter, in the movie we just watched, American Hunter.
We will just refer to him as American Hunter.
Yeah, we ask you a very simple task. It's not for microfilm. It's just that you like, comment, subscribe, and share our podcast. That's all we want you to do.
Yeah.
Really helps us out so we can keep putting this out there for you. And, we'll keep on giving you the goods as long as you give us the goods. That's it. That's it.
Plus,
We do recommendations every 5 episodes.
our episode after this one is a recommendation, and one of you lucky folks is you will be getting the film Eyes of a Stranger. That's the next one. So if you want us,
we're even revealing it ahead of time.
I will let you know. The next one is
Holy shit. Okay.
Eyes of a Stranger.
Usually we
which
don't do that.
Makes me think of the very catchy Queensryche song, but it's unrelated to the movie.
I mean, I'll be putting it on our Instagram story.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because that's all I can think about
That's
every
what
time
I'll
I
be-
see time I see that title. That's all I think about.
I love Queensryche. Old Queensryche.
Yes.
New Queensryche, not so much, but
Operation Mindcrime, fantastic.
great.
But
okay, this isn't a music podcast.
This is not a metal podcast.
This is a B-movie podcast.
But if there's something you are itching to hear our thoughts about,
Yeah, every 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Get those recommendations in, and get them to us, and we'll watch your movie.
yeah.
Unless it's so obscure we can't find it. That's
Or
the
it's
only
like-
reason.
I don't know, you want us to watch not something that's not an action or horror.
Yeah, Read the Room. I mean,
I'm not
obviously.
watching a musical or a drama.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
If you want to know our thoughts,
That's a different podcast.
we can talk if you want to know our thoughts, but
If you desperately want to know
or-
what I think of something.
if you're
yeah.
hey, what is your thoughts on Les Mis, the new Les Mis?
Yeah.
The newer Les Mis. I'll tell you, but we're not going to review it on our podcast.
It's not going to be you're not getting a full episode out of it.
Anyway, let's get to American Hunter. This movie is so deep fried.
What a stupid movie, and
What
I
a
loved it.
deeply stupid movie.
So-
It's very entertaining, but deeply stupid.
This is one of those movies. We've had a lot of these. Usually, the offending nation is the Philippines,
Yes.
meaning that some cheapos in Southeast Asia get some American actors in their movie, and they make a big illogical pile of garbage.
Yeah.
It's just that thing where it's if it's a cheapo horror movie with one American actor, it's probably Italian.
Well, right, because you have to have somewhere cheaper to film
So Italians
with less regulations.
will make their cheapo, trashy horror movies. But if you got a cheapo, trashy,
Well-
nonsensical action movie around this time, usually it's the Philippines. But
Because there's no traffic regulations, basically.
they have access to more resources.
More resources, and they can just throw extras at stunts.
And you have a lot of
just, throw them at these very dangerous things that you would never put Americans through.
you have a lot
because
of
there's less-
martial artists.
Yeah.
And because it's a cheaper, poorer country, they work for less. But in this one, there's a difference. There's a little closer neighbor. This one is from Indonesia.
Yes.
So, again, you have a bunch of... Well, not a bunch. There's 3 Americans in the cast. And the rest of it, director, everybody else, Indonesia.
Before we get too into it, I was kind of upset that they didn't base it in America and we didn't get the typical office with the obligatory American flag in the corner.
Because all the Filipino ones we watch, they try to pretend like it's America. I think that they didn't in this one because I've noticed from this movie that in Indonesia they drive on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah.
And the steering wheel is on the opposite side, and that's a little
too hard to like say.
To fake.
This isn't. This isn't America.
But what they do instead is they cheat and they don't say anything about where it's at.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just nondescript. But this is just a film about a little MacGuffin.
Yeah, a little tiny MacGuffin. That's all you need. I mean, it's just about a microfilm and about bad guys trying to get said microfilm that can take down the U.S. economy.
So something on this microfilm, whatever it is, it has something on there that can destroy the entire U.S. economy.
Yes. And all these bad guys want it because, they're bad. So they want the microfilm.
Everybody wants it, and then including our main guy, who I will call American Hunter.
Yes, he's American Hunter. I don't really remember. I think Jack or something is his name.
His name is American Hunter.
It's some like really generic American name. So he's also after the microfilm, but he wants to like save people, I guess.
Well, the thing that kicks us off is in the beginning there's two guys in like an office discussing the microfilm, and a guy drives his car into their office, like flies it in, and shoots them up and tries to steal it. And I guess he does because later on there's a car chase where he chases one guy from the office. And there's like a crazy car stunt, but he kills that guy, and presumably this microfilm falls into the hands of someone named Selleck.
Yes.
Who, yes, his name in the movie later on is revealed to be Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Because this movie is stupid.
They couldn't think of anything else, I guess.
And our man, American Hunter, shows up to make a deal.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, I'll give you $1 million for this. We're gonna make a lot of money. I'll give you $1 million. All we need to get is this microfilm.
And then guy's like, if it's as dangerous as you say, I think $2 million's good. And he's like, okay, fine.
He's like, fine, $2 million. And then
unprompted,
our fucking like Steve Martin.
No, Selleck makes a phone call.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, to like our muscly mustachioed man
who has a guy who looks like angry Steve Martin. And in this scene, he has like a vulture or like a condor on his shoulder, some sort of bird, and he tells them about this thing. And the guy on the muscly guy is like, "I'll give you $5 million for the microfilm." And so he hangs up the phone and he tells American Hunter,
he's like, I got give me $5 million. If you give me $6 million, I'll do your deal.
And he's like, I already made a deal and I don't have time for this. And he bitch slaps him.
And then the guy tries to fire at him.
He 360s around after being bitch slapped. He's in like an office chair.
And he 360s around like it's a fucking slapstick comedy.
And then he shoots at American Hunter.
And then American Hunter, he backflips off the doorknob. And he fights the guy and beats him up. And
then before I continue, earlier in the scene, American Hunter talks to this guy's like secretary. And he gives the secretary a makeup mirror. And he's like, this is my gift from you. This is for all the hard work you've done.
Yeah.
Treasure this. This is my gift for you. Like, really treasure this gift.
Well, it's just like this cheap
and
makeup
it's really
mirror.
Emphasizing this thing.
And it's a cheap makeup mirror. It's not like this like fancy thing or anything.
But I was like, I'm guessing this is gonna pay off because they're really focusing on this for like a weird amount of time. And then after he beats up
I don't know what prompts this, but like dudes just start firing on the fucking restaurant. They just start killing everyone.
I'm assuming they want the microphone.
Well, yeah, but they don't even walk in and announce themselves. They just start shooting.
And eventually, American Hunter and some cops kill a bunch of them. And there's like a couple left, and one of them tries to take the woman The secretary is a hostage. American Hunter saves her, and she's like, "How can I repay you?" And he's like,
I'll find a way for you to repay me. And so he chases after the other guy.
We get
like a guy escapes and starts running, and so like they give chase.
Yeah, he chases them.
And then the guy slides on like this fucking telephone wire down, and American Hunter just starts sliding, and then some guy fires at him, and he drops like 20 feet.
It's like a scaffolding, and it's like a, I don't know, like a 6 foot tall.
But he like straight up just drops through the entire thing.
Like a 6-7 story tall scaffolding.
And he is completely fine when he gets up.
He's never injured through the whole movie.
And he starts like running after the guy again, and there's a bunch of like weird, awkward martial arts scenes.
They go into a dungeon.
And every time something major gets broken, there's a slow-mo.
Yes.
They love destroying shit in this fucking movie.
And I love that. Every bit of furniture that's possible, they will destroy it.
So he fights these guys in this dungeon, and then they throw a net on top of him.
And they catch him.
And they're like, hey, we got you.
And then we get a scene.
And he's getting tortured, so he's getting whipped.
We also get a scene of Selleck from earlier.
Oh, yeah.
He's like trying to get through a cardboard door.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
And the muscle man shows up with his car and just runs him over, screaming, "Where's the microfilm?"
When he crunches his legs, and then
Selleck just says, "Fuck you."
And he grabs onto the car, and then the fucking mustachio man just rams his entire car through a brick wall with Tom Selleck on his car.
And that's the end of him. That's the end of
Tom Selleck, but the other guy didn't die somehow. I don't know.
They torture American Hunter by electrocuting him.
Well, no, they whip him first.
They whip him, but it doesn't matter.
And the scars don't...
There's nothing.
There's nothing on his back. So they don't actually whip him, but they whip him. And then they electrocute him, and he's shirtless at this point.
And they, after electrocuting him, they...
Well, okay, so to set up the scene, they go to a house, right? And if you watch any fucking martial arts movie or any action movie...
You know this house is going to get blown up.
And you look at the house and you see it's made of just cheap plywood, and they just put it together really fucking quickly.
Yeah, it's unpainted. Like it's
like this house was made for blowing up.
It's made to be disposable.
That's why they fucking built the house. Because they to put it up and take it down quickly or blow it up.
In this case, there's 2 houses in the movie that you see like that.
One's like a fucking castle. It's like the evil guy's castle.
It gets blown the fuck.
And it's in one fucking scene. They don't even spend time in it any other time.
It gets blown to smithereens.
So he's tied up. They light it on fire and they drive away.
2 goons drive away.
Yeah, 2 goons drive away. And
also, a cop shows up.
A cop shows up.
And he drives past...
He's talking to 2 bicyclists who
reported this.
And the bicyclist is like, man, I didn't waste my time to report this. I have training to do. This literally...
Because they reported to the cops that they saw a car being driven with like a guy tied up or something. And the cop shows up and he drives past the 2 goons and they're like, who's that? What's he want? Let's follow him. And they follow him back
to the fucking house, and the guy goes in and he starts screaming for fucking American Hunter, and American Hunter finally wakes up.
He rescues him. He also ends up shooting at the 2 goons, and they flip their car over, but they escape. And American Hunter's fine. And then next scene, he is in bed
with the what's her name, Janet.
Yeah, Janet. Yeah.
So Janet is like, hey, thank you for saving my life. And he's like, well, they talk about some bullshit.
Well, she asks him who he is, and he doesn't really tell us. And I'm like, I also don't know who he is.
Because she's like, I know who you are. I know you're not a cop. And he's like, yeah, I'm not. I just hunt bad guys.
And you kill them, right?
Convenient.
And he's like, yes, but right now I don't feel like a killer. I feel like a lover. And they kiss on the bed, and then she goes to take a shower, and they...
Well, this is like their idea of like fucking him being playful, because she's fully clothed, and he turns on the shower with his pants on, and they just fucking frolic in the shower fully clothed. I don't understand it. I don't really get it. But
it's
anyway,
not for you to get.
And then the next scene happens because
She gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Because they want the fucking microfilm, and they kidnap her, and there's a car chase. It's pretty fun. But basically what it ends in is he ends up getting into a gas truck.
Well, I love the part because he's invincible. He's like a superhero.
Oh yeah.
He's driving a car and it like careens off this thing and they shoot like the engine or something, like the trunk of the car, and explodes, and you clearly see the driver's side is on fire as it lands and like steers. And then he gets out and he's unscathed. Like nothing is burning. He's not on fire. Nothing is happening to him.
It's amazing. And he steals a gas truck, and he chases them with that. They blow up the back. Again, he's fine. He crashes into them, kills both of them, and rescues her. Then they go to she's in a hospital.
And the bad guys, there's this really long shot of a helicopter coming around, and then it slowly lands, and it takes like 2 minutes to fucking land. And then they go in. They know immediately where she is for some reason. They never explain why the bad guys know where she is at all times. There's no like tracker. There's no like information dump. There's no context to any of the scenes. They just fucking happen. And so they walk in and they take her.
They take her again.
They like chloroform her, and they fucking they take her in the helicopter, and then it just so happens that our American hero, our American hunter, sees them taking off, and gets the other helicopter on police business.
Yeah, because there's a second helicopter, and he commandeers it, and they have a deeply stupid helicopter chase.
So we enter the one sequence. The helicopter chase is the most boring, stupid, unexciting chase I have seen in a very long time in an action movie.
It's like that fucking boat chase in was it Death Chase?
Yeah.
Where it's just like they just shoot at each other, and they're not shooting at anything really, because they just fly over the city.
Nothing happens, and like none of the helicopters explode because you can't explode a medical helicopter.
Well, they just fly over the city for like 3 minutes, and then they go over a lake, and they start shooting at each other, and it just nothing really matters.
So this is I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but this is the one part of the movie where it just grinds to a fucking halt, because you're just like, okay, just get the fucking helicopter, because it starts back. The pace gets like breakneck speed after this again too.
The whole movie's been breakneck,
except for this one part. That's my only gripe with it. Like, if I had to nitpick it, the only fucking scene I would take out is this fucking helicopter chase.
Because all that happens is she ends up jumping out of the bad guy's helicopter.
And she gets shot in the shoulder, and then he jumps out. They land on the beach, and they rescue her, and the bad guys like kind of like fly away.
And he, again, takes her somewhere, and then him and his cop buddy are at like a beachside resort.
The best scene of that helicopter scene.
I want to talk about all this later.
Okay. So we're just fast tracking the plot. I want to reserve
an entire section of this to our favorite guy.
The bad guy.
Our favorite.
He's one of my favorite bad guys that we've seen in recent history.
This dude is a ball.
He's fucking awesome. So yeah. And then so the police guy and him
they're at like a beachside resort, and they're just talking about basically the same thing we know that.
Well, no, remember they take the woman to the grandmaster's
the dojo,
so that she'll be safe, and then they go to this like resort with like fruit all over the place and like tourists,
and they just talk about like how they need this microfilm and this blah blah blah. These guys.
At this point, it's been almost like an hour into the movie. We have no fucking idea who has the microfilm.
It literally
it's like barely mentioned.
But basically they're saying, if these guys get it, they'll sell it to terrorists, they can sell it to whoever.
So some motorcyclist dick just fucking careens through the fucking...
Tries to kill them.
They beat him up, and they beat up the guy that's like, he's just drunk. And then like they start
goons.
They start a big fight at the bar. They fucking get melons smashed on their heads, and
they beat up these guys.
Yeah.
One of them gets shot. And then they're like, "Oh, Janet's in danger," and they start running back to the fucking dojo as it's getting invaded by the bad guys, who
they're like killing everyone, and then our main bad guy, Adam or Judas.
Fucking credits say Adam. I don't know.
They say Adam, but like his code name is Judas.
Ooh, he's evil.
That's because he's
bad.
evil. And so he fights the Grandmaster, and he's like, it's this weirdly edited fight that has like some reverse shots and like some fucking weird shit going on. But the Grandmaster is holding his own, and so is Adam. They're both like equally matched, and Adam's about to like back him into a corner, and our fucking mustachioed muscled man like just shoots him.
He's like, "God damn you!
God damn you!" So they kidnap the girl again,
and now she's at their like hideout, and they're like, "Where's the microfilm?" And then she tells them that.
Can we talk about the interrogation at least?
With the shaving?
Yeah, where he's like, our fucking mustachioed muscle man is shaving.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Here, boss, let me try." And the guy's
She's
like,
not saying anything.
The guy's like, "Well, she's not saying anything, but if you fail, you both die," which goes nowhere. Because he does fail, but it's fine. Well, because
he dies later.
Yeah, he does. But at this point, he's shaving, and so he goes up, and then he's like, "Give me the cream," and he fucking puts cream, like shaving cream, on her fucking
throat,
neck,
yeah.
and he shaves off a line. He's like, "Where's the microfilm?"
And then he's like, "All right, now where is it?"
He's like, "You know, I just saved your life. You should be thanking me." And she's like, "Thank you." He's like, "I don't need your thanks." It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? And so he just slaps her again because she says that the fucking American hunter has it.
Yeah.
And then he's like swimming, and our Adam comes by the pool, and he's like, "Whores will dry out your brain," or whatever. And fucking, "You've been having too much sex.
You're trying to rip me off."
And he's like, "It relieves the tension. Come on, I'm just trying to have a good time."
It's like, "You're gonna take the microfilm and kill me." Like, this comes out of fucking nowhere.
There's no evidence. There's no scene that leads to this. Nothing. He's going off of zero evidence.
Adam kills Mustachioed Man.
Yeah,
by punching him so hard, he kills him.
Yeah, he kills him, and then he's gonna go kill the girl.
Well, the next scene, it's like, because this is like a pool mansion with a pool, and then the next scene is the stupid disposable castle house.
Oh, that's right, because they're at his lair now. And so
a bunch of cops show up, and they're all like, "We know you're in there."
Again, there's no context of how they found any of this out.
No.
There's no like scene where they're like, "They're here, and let's go here, and like we need to do this." Nothing. They just show up. And so our bad guy's like, "Oh shit." And so they light the house on fire like they did the other fucking house, and they plant one thing of dynamite in the corner.
Yep.
And they get away in a car, and our fucking American hunter guy goes he saves the girl, tells her to run, and then goes in the garage and sees a motorcycle, and he sees the dynamite, and he's like, "There's dynamite in here, everyone get out." And I don't know how everyone hears in the house, but everyone gets out, and he drives out, and the thing explodes.
It goes up in smithereens, and
we get a chase. Well, it's a very, very short chase, but
basically, the bad guy, Adam,
they have a few jumps. They love doing jumps during the chase scenes, because the car will go over a jump, and then the motorcycle will go over a jump.
There's a big one in this where, because Adam gets on the train, and the freaking idiot driver.
So they get up next to the train, right? And like Adam's supposed to crawl into the train.
Yeah.
But there's no way to make this look cool.
Yeah.
So our guy literally like struggles his way onto this fucking train, and then just takes a seat.
Well, apparently he had time to take a seat because his driver, in the meantime, idiotically crashes his car and flips it over. But he flips it over to where American Hunter can
jump his motorcycle onto the train
and land it directly into the cabin of the train. And that's where you see the guy like standing up from his chair like, "Shit."
And so they have a little fight in the dining car. He throws American Hunter over every single table.
Gets fucked up.
and then American Hunter kicks him into like the corridor where the two train cars connect. And the guy trips and like falls down and is hanging on.
Yeah.
And then the guy just like...
It's implied that he's run over.
Yeah, supposedly. So then they're at like a dinner party.
And it's like it's like an American ambassador and like someone else being like, wow, thank you so much.
And like you get all the police officers there and it's like just...
You guys did great. You guys
congratulatory, like masturbation session. And...
But it's like at this point, they still don't know who the fuck has the microfilm.
So the girl goes into her room to freshen up. So she gets the makeup on. She takes, for the first time in the entire
Since the
movie...
very beginning of the movie.
Opens up the compact and starts putting makeup on.
She drops it.
And she drops it, and the microfilm pops out.
And immediately, Adam shows up, and his face is all fucked up. And there's another fight.
They fight around the room and break everything humanly possible.
Eventually, Adam gets his foot stuck in a closet.
Adam is just a fucking idiot.
He's clumsy.
He's fucking stupid.
And he impales himself on like a bedpost and dies. And then they're like, we got the microfilm. Happy ending.
And then the fucking American Hunter and the woman Janet caress, and it ends.
Now, let's discuss
Adam.
Let's talk about Adam.
He is the greatest villain in an action movie because his facial features, and like he makes like what I can only describe as like psychotic, like Jim Carrey faces. It's like if you've ever seen Jim Carrey go full like psycho, like in movies, obviously, that's kind of the faces that Adam makes.
So the way
now imagine that on like Steve, like a fucking like deranged
he looks like
Steve Martin.
Because the way they introduce him is like, it's like after, they fucked up trying to kill American Hunter or whatever, and there's like two guys and he's like threatening them, and the guy's like, those are my best men, don't kill them. And he's like, ah. And then the next scene is like these two guys in like the dungeon.
I love how he's in like gym clothes.
And he just shows up there like blocking their way, and they're like, hey, we gotta go. And he's like, only if you fight past me.
He's like, if you get past me, you can go.
And then he kicks their asses, and then is like walking away laughing like a maniac. And then they bring like a bunch of these dogs, and he's like, yeah, sick them.
He's just like, go eat. He says like, go eat or something.
Yeah. And then the mustachio guy is just like standing there like, I don't even know what he says to him, but he harshens his vibe. Because he's like laughing, and then he like walks up to him and he says whatever, and the guy's like, "Shut up!" and walks away. And at that point, we were both like, "We love this dork."
And he does that through the entire movie. Every time you see him in an action scene, he's always making the weirdest facial like, what I don't know what I'm trying to, because like the weirdest faces, like he's pulling these weird fucking faces. And he overacts the shit out of this movie.
And then, like, the lines he says, like that whole scene where he confronts the mustachioed guy about how he's going to betray him. Earlier in that scene, he was playing with a monkey, and it's like...
Yeah, he's just holding a monkey and awkwardly staring at them, like, making out.
And then he, like, puts the monkey down and goes over and kills him. Because he's... I don't know.
Because he's angry. He's upset. Because the guy betrayed him with no evidence.
Also... my favorite, I don't even remember what the fuck prompted this scene, but my favorite stunt was, there's that scene where American Hunter goes to a restaurant for some reason, and 3 idiots attack him, because he's American Hunter, they have to attack him, they think he's got the microfilm, and he ends up getting on top of like a car, like holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
And you just see them like driving around, and this poor sap on top of this car just like teetering back and forth. And it goes to like a little supermarket.
This is my favorite. It was such a cool stunt because they just went for it.
Well, it's like they show this entire supermarket. They do this panning shot.
Because American Hunter, like...
And you know exactly why they're showing this supermarket because you're like, they're going to crash into it.
Because he gets off the car and he's standing in front of it, and the guy like just guns it at American Hunter, and he gets out of the way, and it just careens into this fucking
they flip
supermarket.
the car sideways, and I thought you thought it was going to be like, okay, it's not going to be that crazy, but you see this shot of like this car just super fast slam through it and careens through this entire store, and you see like people like jumping out of the way. It looked
super dangerous, but looked so fucking cool.
And there's a lot of good action in this.
There is. I mean, it's all martial artists. Even our main guy has like some of his own stunts. I mean, the hard shit like the backflipping and stuff, he obviously uses a stunt double. Yeah. But he still does a lot of the own stunts. Like there's the part where they're getting out of the burning building, and they actually make him jump off like the roof of this building.
And I mean, every time he gets thrown into a piece of furniture and flung across a room and like falls on his back a billion times.
They threw these guys at fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it looks cool. I mean, it looks effective. Shit breaks. Everything's destructible. It's great.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a fun time. It's deeply stupid.
It is a deeply
stupid.
Nonsensical film.
There is nothing smart about this movie. It is dumb lizard brain bullshit fun.
Because it just...
Listen, sometimes you don't need a thought-provoking film.
They were literally just trying to make a movie that would appeal to absolute lizard brains.
If it makes sense, this is like fast food action.
Yeah.
This is like your quick and easy, deep, greasy, fucking quick martial arts film.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I don't know. I thought it was very entertaining. It's so stupid. The dialogue is so dumb. Like, if you think about it for 2 seconds, the entire thing fucking falls apart. The dialogue sucks, dude. And people just get to conclusions just like out of nothing. It fucking just happens.
Yeah, they just know.
Shit just happens in this movie. They don't even give a fuck.
Like, we have 3 scenes in a row of Janet being kidnapped.
Yeah. I know. Well, because again, the action is forefront. Everything else is secondary. They don't fucking care.
We get like 2 minutes of talking, and then they just crash into the next action scene.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
They just go.
The only lull is the stupid helicopter scene.
And it's supposed to be an action scene, but it's really stupid. It's very stupid. It's very dumb. Take that out, you got a fucking perfect, just quick little greasy action movie. That's all you need.
Yeah, greasy is the way I'd describe this.
It is greasy. It's like fast food. It's like fast food action movie.
This is a greasy fried chicken.
It's like just dripping with fucking grease.
An action movie.
Yeah.
Of just stupid brain rot, but it tastes so good.
I know. It is. It's entertaining as fuck. It really is. It like, there's so much to love about it that I can't hate on it. Like, I could nitpick the fuck out of the dialogue because it's horrible.
It's just nonsense.
It's fucking horrible.
It's just deeply nonsensical.
Yeah. Well, and there's like obviously like a MacGuffin, and like they fucking like they don't mention it, and everything happens around it just because it has to, because it's a movie.
Because everyone has to get this thing.
Yeah, we don't even know what it does. We don't even know what's on the microfilm. You never
It's whatever it is.
I don't even fucking know what's on it.
It's gonna destroy
the economy.
Yeah, that's all.
For some reason, I have no fucking idea. It's this tiny little microfilm.
Everyone wants it, and no one knows who has it. So everyone's killing each other. I
do love the bad guy convincing himself that the other bad guy is the bad guy, is the fucking one with the microfilm off of nothing.
I like that
there's fucking no lead up to that scene.
I like that every other person in this movie looks identical.
Yes.
So at some point you're just watching this and you don't even know, like, is these the same people? Is this new? Are these new people? Is everyone in this movie just impervious to death?
Yeah.
Unless they physically get shot on screen.
Yeah.
Because there's so many dudes with mustaches and like semi-long black hair that eventually you're just like, I don't know. They all look the fucking same.
They all look exactly the fucking same.
There's always especially when there's like two of them, or like a group. It's always like half of them are they have a mustache and like long greasy hair.
Yeah.
And the other half are chubby with like an afro.
Yeah.
That's
They all look.
every bad guy in this movie
Everyone looks the exact fucking same.
has the same style.
And you know what? You know me. I am so glad that Action Uncles are back. I love it when they just throw uncles all over a fucking movie. I fucking love when they put the schlubbiest, just most average looking dudes into a fucking action movie.
Because that is literally what we got here.
And they do it. And it's fucking awesome. I love that shit. Give me more Action Uncles. You know, I'm always a stan for
This is a
Action
movie
Uncles.
full of average looking dudes.
They're all average, schlubby looking dudes. No one, I mean, the muscly guy is kind of jacked, but he doesn't have like a six pack or anything. He's just a big dude.
He just eats a lot of, he eats a lot of burgers and does a lot of push-ups.
Yeah.
But he's not like...
But he's not like jacked.
Everyone else, though? Oh, boy.
Everyone has like a kind of a gut and they fucking, it's fine.
They look like they could be your banker.
He's just average Joe Schmoes. And we also have young old man. So don't worry.
Well, listen, it's a greasy movie. It's got martial arts, so inevitably
You have to have young old man.
you have to have the martial arts master.
Yes.
And of course, how do you know he's a master? Because he's old. But we need a young guy. We need young man reflexes. What do we do?
Exactly. Young old man.
Spray his hair gray.
Yep. Spray his hair gray and put a mustache on that bitch.
Gotta have a mustache. It's a classic.
I just like how the dojo gets annihilated like the first try. No one even stands a chance. They're all just dead.
Yeah, they all get fucking owned.
They just go and get fucking killed. They just fucking get murdered. No one cares. They just move on immediately because they don't have time to waste.
They don't have time to grieve. God damn it. He has to rescue Janet.
Janet's more important than anything. And that fucking microfilm.
And the goddamn thing.
That fucking microfilm.
Which is when they fucking
the entire
show it,
movie
when they show it
hinges
at
on
the
this
end, It's
fucking...
the tiniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It looks like a fucking... I don't even know what it looks like. It does not look like a microfilm.
It looks like it's like
It's
2
like
inches of like a undeveloped mini cam. It's just
yeah, like a toy mini cam.
that's gonna destroy the American.
That's
economy.
gonna blow up the American economy.
That little.
Let me
thing.
tell you, that tiny little thing. We have no idea what the fuck is on it.
It's got the formula.
They just vaguely say this is the thing, and we're just supposed to believe it. And you know what? Fuck it, we do.
We have to.
We have to. That's the only choice we have.
I mean, listen. There's Tom Selleck in the movie.
Tom Selleck is in the movie.
Yeah.
Not the Tom Selleck, but
No.
Tom Selleck.
And they named the character Tom Selleck, which is funny because he does not have the fucking semi-buff guy looks more like Tom Selleck.
Now listen,
They don't bother.
I know this is another short review. I think we're at like 39 minutes at this point. But there's nothing to talk. I mean, it's just a greasy, down and dirty action movie. There's not much to hear.
Look, if you
It's entertaining.
deeply want to watch this, I know there is a copy on YouTube. It's missing the first like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we
Just
got
know.
it through other means,
But if you care, it is there. It might be some other places. If you
you can find it.
enjoy this garbage, you can watch it.
Yeah. Let's do shitty to pretty. If you don't know, it's our rating system. We do 1 to 10. 1 being unwatchable garbage and 10 being like a masterpiece of entertainment.
I'll give it a 9.
9 is a good way to go because it's just so ridiculous, so stupid. The bad guy sells the fuck out of his role for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why
magical.
he like just went psychotic in this role. I don't know why. I don't think they. I don't know if that was the direction they wanted him to go, but he did it. He just went for the gusto. He just fucking did it. He's the most memorable character in the entire movie.
Yeah, every time he was on screen, we were having a ball.
Like, he's just fucking so entertaining to watch. He's so psychotic. I love it.
It's great.
I absolutely love the bad guy. Adam is the goat in this movie.
Adam, a.k.a. Judas.
Judas.
I'm assuming he's Judas.
Well, they said his alias is Judas or whatever. So,
Stupid.
but the credits say Adam. What a basic name for such a like a fucking just amazing villain. Judas.
Because he's a bad guy, Will.
He's bad.
Get it?
He's bad. I guess.
I'm shocked they didn't have his code name be like Satan or something. Lucifer. It's the same level of stupid.
I'm sad he only made the dogs eat a person once.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I guess I don't know if they're implying that he's like an animal whisperer.
Yeah, because
the fucking condor, the monkey.
Maybe he is. He's like Dr. Doolittle. Like
shocked there wasn't a scene of him making like birds attack.
He's like an evil fucking Doolittle. He's an evil Dr. Doolittle. I'm surprised he didn't have the fucking monkey like bite off the fucking woman's face that the fucking mustachio guy was making out with. Just fucking, I don't know, just do something. Because he like has an animal with him every single time we see him.
Every time he's at
his like fucking lair. The man has a fucking castle for no reason.
It looks very impervious.
Yeah.
It's not just a cheap bullshit thing.
Castle Grayskull could never.
It's not just a cheap bullshit thing that they built in the middle of nowhere.
No, it doesn't look like wood and just cheap materials. It looks like a castle. I know. There's not much else to say about this movie. It's just quick fun, and that's what this review is, just quick fun.
Yeah.
So I think I'm unless you have anything else to say.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it.
For They Mostly Come Out at Night, this has been Will.
Oh, this has been Alex.
We'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
You should be thanking me.
Thank you.
I don't need your thanks.
I don't need your thanks.
Fucking hell.
Give me the cream.
Give me the cream.